Sir, could you introduce yourself? Tell us associations that you're with, your positions, and how long have you been in the color gemstone industry, sir?
Hi, my name is Safraz Jabir, and I've been in the trade for more than 15 years now. I have a background in investment and finance. I've done my undergraduate and postgraduate in investment and finance in London. So I'm the second generation of gem merchants, and now I'm in Sri Lanka for the last 15 years. I'm being in the trade and trying to do some social work to enhance and uplift the industry.
Can you tell the Chinese market, so you've got your finger on the pulse of the industry here in Barula, you feel the energy, the sentiment that we know is so important in this industry. What is the spirit like of the dealers, of the buyers that are coming? Emotionally, what is their mindset like?
At the moment, what I see is now there is a big trend, a big change of people coming into the trade, especially after the COVID. Things have changed much, and especially Sri Lanka being a very coming under a very difficult situation after COVID, and with all the political instability, we see a lot of people have realized that color stones is a place where they can invest, where they see lots of safety when they invest in color stones, especially after the post-COVID era. You see the stock markets are not sure, it's very volatile, right? And also like even the whole world printed money, especially all the central banks, they printed money. So everyone is very keen in understanding the color stone market. So there are lots of people coming into the trade. And also we see, especially in Barula, lots of youngsters coming into the trade, and it is growing very fast. And you see every day you go to the Barula market, you see lots of new people, new faces. So it is a big challenge for us also as an association to control all these, because we need to make sure everyone does business in a very safe place, so that and also it's a high value business. So we see lots of new people coming into the trade. So that is actually very welcoming. And we see lots of foreigners, especially Chinese. We see many Chinese coming into Patta gem market to do trading. So it is actually growing very fast. So we are very happy about it. And we are also doing whatever we can to make this place even more better for everyone to do business.
Do you see new faces, new people in the color gemstone business, let's say the buyers, the foreign buyers coming, do you see them coming, new people from America, from Europe, from China, or are the new faces predominantly from China?
To be very frank with you, we see lots of Chinese. Most of the people we see are from China, right? But when you take the Chinese history, maximum when you go back 10 years, 15 years ago, there was not a big market in color stone for China. Now, since the social media is opened up, the Instagram is there, you name it, TikTok, everything is there. So people are more aware of it. So now China is opening up. It's just the beginning, right? When you take the population as a whole, it is nothing. It's just 0.0001%. So it is a very welcoming news that Chinese are very much interested to come and explore the market. And I know I've been to China a long time ago, and then and now I see a huge difference. And also dealing with many wholesalers and big dealers in China, and now seeing the new generation, there's a big difference in how they see. So it is at the moment we see mostly the Chinese coming into Sri Lankan market, and also we see Americans, Europeans, even Vietnamese. So many countries are opening up and people are coming to Sri Lanka at the moment.
With the newer, you have both. You have Chinese that you've done business with for a number of years. You're seeing a lot of new faces. I know it can be challenging to work with a newcomer in the color gemstone industry. It's very challenging to educate them about the material and the prices. Do you find the new Chinese faces learn fast and are able to do business with you professionally quickly?
In fact, the Chinese in general, they are very fast learners, right? I was in China in 2008. At that time, I was amazed and I was taken by the way Chinese come and like learn things. They see a stone, they don't know what it is tomorrow. If you see the same guy, he will know everything about stones. So they are very fast learners. But the difference now, what I see is, the new generation, they are more adapted. They know how things are. They are getting into that luxury because it's a luxury trade. So those days, the Chinese dealers, they didn't understand much. They were just going for blue sapphire like royal blue, cornflower, pigeon blood. They just want only the name. But now the new trend is that the new younger generation, they seem to understand the quality. They are going for quality rather than all these royal blue or the pigeon blood or whatever. So everyone, even I have customers and we hear from our members, everyone is looking for finer pieces, nicer colors, like, no need to be royal blue. Everyone is willing to accept blue, like, beautiful well-cut stones. So the new generation, they are more well advanced and they understand how things work and they are more educated, I would say, in a good way. If I put it in a good way, they know what is going on, what the world wants. So it's actually very good, actually.
So you're finding in the China market a broader range of acceptance, let's say in the accepted color range for a traditional stone like sapphire, but also for a wide variety of different stones like savarite, spinel, aquamarine, which we're seeing in our lab an explosion in stones that 3 years ago there was no market for in China.
You're 100% true. I agree 100%. So when you deal with Chinese, there was this illusion or there was this thought that they say, okay, we want only unheated stones, we want only pigeon blood, we want only royal blue, we want only Sri Lanka. But now people are accepting Madagascar stones. They are as beautiful as Sri Lanka stones. And now they are going for savarites. They are going for mint savarite now. Before they wanted only vivid green. Now people are willing to go for mint savarite. Now before they didn't understand much about spinels, but now they are understanding about mahengi, they are understanding about Sri Lankan spinels. So the spectrum is getting more and more wider. So they are willing to accept. It's not only about, people have understood, it's not only about one or two stones, it's about the beauty of the color stones. So I think overall in China, everyone is, even heated stones, everyone is buying heated stones now. So it is actually very welcoming, and everyone is very understanding about how the challenges are, because now as time goes by, you don't find much unheated stones. So people are willing to go for heated stones. So all this is actually welcoming.
Besides the Chinese dealers in Berula buying, you have now the broadcasters.
Yes.
So, you can see Chinese in offices with their iPhones set up, and they're selling online and getting stones from the dealers.
Yes.
I know sometimes this can be frustrating, but do you see this as something positive for future growth for both the Chinese market and educating the consumer and also the Berula trade for the future?
We have to take everything positive. That's what we believe in, because you can't say no and you can't say I don't know. So as time goes by, things change. I mean, 5 years ago, no one thought about much of online sales, right? So now everyone is talking about online sales. I know companies, they have hired a different marketing team, a team where they take online photos and they go online and sell it with Instagram and all those things. So, I mean, as far as my personal point of view is that it's a good thing that, okay, because things, world is fast, everything is changing. So now we have to talk about AI. So all this we have to understand and get adapted. So I think even I see a lot of Chinese coming to the Berula market. They do online sales. Even in the evening you can see with some lights people are selling on auctions. So it is interesting, we also have to learn about it. So when we see something, we should not look at it like a threat. We have to always see how we can also learn, but we have to always make sure it is done ethically. You have to do it in a proper way, that you don't cheat the customers. So that is why our association is coming in, and we make sure that we don't encourage, or we have no space for anyone who is trying to do unethical business. So it has to be that way. So we are happy about it. Yeah.
So we've talked about the buying side. What about the supply side? I know everyone's talking about they've never seen so much demand compared to the supply. Let's take, for instance, Mahenge Spinel. I know the Sri Lankans are strong in Mahenge Spinel, and I've heard recently there's more production. How do you see the availability in the market for Mahenge Spinel?
Okay, when it comes to spinels, especially Mahangi spinels, now you see some production coming out for the last 1-2 years. There have been we've seen a beautiful, amazing stones coming out from Mahangi. So, but as time goes by, whatever comes, and now we don't see that again. I mean, it is diminishing, right? But a lot of people now, it's aware. People are very aware of it, that Mahangi spinels are as good as ruby. Actually, the prices are also very, very, very competitive, right? So Mahangi spinels, it's something that is new, but it's been there for some time. But again, this with the information technology and all these social media promotions, people know about everything now. So everyone wants to have a piece of a Mahangi spinel or whatever, anything which is coming up. And even Chinese, they are also very positive about it. I mean, if you see those different beautiful colors, I mean, anyone would want to have one with them. So I think it is also good.
In China, there's a growing demand for savarite, especially the vivid greens and the mint greens, which I know are popular all over the world. How are you seeing the supply from Africa and the availability in Beirula for the vivids and the mint green savarites compared to the demand?
When you take savarites, even spinels, the production, all of a sudden you see a lot of stones coming in, and all of a sudden you don't see any stones, right? So it's kind of seasonal, I would say. So it is like an up and down road. The prices have also gone up because there's so much demand, but the production is less overall. So that is what I feel at the moment, because you don't see much production at the moment.
For sapphire from Madagascar, you know, especially the blues and the pinks from the Ilokaka area, but in general from Madagascar, how do you see the supply now compared to what it was before, for untreated material or even for heat-treated material?
It's a good question. It's now we don't see much sapphires like before. Before, when we go to the market, you see at least 10 royal blue beautiful stones. But now, I would love to see one in a week's time. It's very difficult because the production. Number one is the production is anyway slow. Number two is there is so much demand in the market, and lots of new entrants have come into the market. So there is crazy demand for all sorts of stones. So that is another thing which the prices have gone up so much, and you don't actually see much stones now. The production has actually dropped. It has dropped drastically, and I feel if this trend continues, the color stone prices will even be much more higher in the future. So even as of now, for us, we can't understand where the prices are going, and to see fine stones is a challenge. So this is where I feel at the moment where we are.
You know, it's interesting. When I was in Sri Lanka the last couple of times, I'd see so many guild customers and students, and many of them dealt in ruby and in emerald. And they were here buying sapphire because they felt, oh, sapphire is so much less than ruby and emerald. But I don't think they realize that sapphire has been going up in price very steadily now, increasing in price. Is that true?
100%. Even for someone who has been doing business for a longer period and who's been in the trade for a long time, if you go and ask anyone, even big companies, they will say, I don't find enough stones. You know, it's a big challenge to find stones. Even when you ask the miners in Ratnapura, they say, every day we mine, but it's very difficult to find stones. You don't find. So the mines are dry, and you need a lot of work, especially to get a good stone. It takes a long time. Even in Madagascar, I have my uncles, they are going to Madagascar, and they say, it's very difficult for us to find stones there. And there is so much crazy demand, and everyone wants to buy the same stone, and everyone is competing against it. So the price just keeps on going up. There is no market price now. Every week you see the prices are going up. But one good thing is that everyone knows that investing in sapphires is something which is excellent. You will never go wrong. Even if you compare the prices 10 years ago and now, forget 10 years. If you see the prices last year and now it's doubled, right? So one positive news for the industry is that I feel even the big brands, even you take Cartier, even like Louis Vuitton and all these Dior, all these big brands, they are going into color stones. That is one good thing in the whole world what is happening. And also you take the fund managers, all these big hedge funds and all the wealth people, they also want to buy some color stones in their portfolio. So all this is actually good news. So that, and I feel maybe in 5 years time, if we do another interview, we can actually see where the prices will be in 5 years. And we are very strong, we are very positive about the color stone industry, and especially Beruwala being the hub where you see many thousands of people coming here to trade every day. Before it was only Wednesdays and Saturdays, but now you take every day people are busy, right? And we find it very difficult for those who are going in the road because there's no space to park the vehicles. I mean, forget about parking the vehicle. There's no space for you to walk also. So there's so much bustling, so much things positively happening there.
That's interesting. We hear so much, whether we're in Beruwala or Canterbury, that traditional wholesalers, whether they're American, Chinese, whoever they are, they're in the market and they're finding it so difficult to get the stones. We've heard from many big suppliers that the big brands, whether it's Chow Tai Fook, Cartier, Signet at a more commercial level, they're almost buying the stones as they're being cut. And there's not as many stones for the middle of the supply chain now. Are you finding that true also in Beruwala?
Now what happens is when you take color stones, it is something that people have realized, even like you said, Chow Tai Fook, even Cartier or Bulgari, all these guys, they have realized rather than just putting a diamond, it will look much better if you have a color there, right? So as far as I know, I heard someone was saying up until 1940s, I'm sure you know better than me, color stones and diamonds were at par, right? But from there onwards, De Beers came in and they did this Diamonds Are Forever campaign, and everyone actually went for diamonds. Nobody was there to promote the color stones. Now like we see institutions like Guild coming up, they are doing lots of work for the industry. They are trying to educate the customers about color, right? So it's safe to invest, safe to buy and keep color stones. So all these things, education, social media, awareness, people are more confident now to invest in color stones rather than just buying a ring and keeping with some diamonds. So every brand wants some stone there, right? So they want a big spinel or a big ruby or a big sapphire. So that is actually driving the market now. It is going very, very far. And in my personal point of view, what I say is, we all say the prices are going up crazy, but now only we are getting the real price. Before it was the miner will come and sell the stone to someone and we give it to another guy and they buy, and then it will go to Hong Kong, from there it goes to Europe. But now the Europeans, I mean, with the new trend is now you need the story. Everyone wants to know from where you got the stone. So the clients, the high-end clients, they would like to know, okay, how did you get this stone? So when you go to Bulgari, they will say, I went to Beruwala, a place in Sri Lanka where we saw stones. We bought from the direct miners and we cut it. So they do all these process. It's called like ethical mining and all that. Everyone is talking about ethical mining. So this is why we see a big demand for color stones.
It's very interesting. You know, I've had it pointed out so many times. If you look at a large top quality spinel compared to a large top quality diamond, the rarity is so much higher. The same is true for emerald, ruby, sapphire, but especially a stone like a Tsavorite or a spinel or an alexandrite. Top quality in large sizes compared to diamond.
Yeah.
So what you said, it makes so much sense.
Yes.
We hear all the time, especially from the Chinese, the crazy prices in the market, but if you look at the rarity and the demand, it seems to still have a lot of room to go up. What do you think, sir?
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. For example, now let's say if a customer in London, if he wants a 5 carat VVS quality D color diamond, he goes to Bond Street and he can find 3-4 stones easily. But if you go and ask someone for a 10 carat royal blue unheated Ceylon or a 10 carat vivid green savarite or a 10 carat red spinel, it's difficult to find. You can't find. I'm sure you can't even find one stone, right? That's why, because what, like correctly you said, diamonds are not rare. Diamonds you find many, but color stones are very rare. It's very unique. So you don't find many. Simple as that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.